Self-realization. What is self-realization? What is the purpose of our soul? Let's put a little clarity on this topic. Spirituality is a process of going inward to know more about ourselves, our true nature, and reaching to one, who am I? Am I a body or am I a mind? Am I this feeling or am I the idealistic high morals set by the society? Are the thoughts coming to me are mine? Do I really relate to them? Am I same as these thoughts or am I different from these thoughts? Am I really the same as I look? Am I the same as others look at me? Does my behavior is exactly same as me? If I am same as I think I am, or same as other people think, then why I change with time? And if I change, then am I changeable? Is being changeable spiritual and conforms to highest epitome of spiritual value? If change is not spiritual, then what is evolution? Does my real self needs evolution, or is it at its peak? If my real self needs evolution, then am I small in some sense? If I am smaller, then how come scriptures say I am part of Paramatma, the perfect? If I am not smaller, then why I change? Should I consider myself as all these, body, mind, soul, or they are different from me? If they are different, then who am I? If they are same, then who am I? If I know who am I, then how it will affect my life? If it will affect my life, then I change or my situation change. If I change or the situation changes, assuming situation is different from me, then what is the absolute in me? If it does not affect the life, then what is the purpose of spirituality? Is there anything absolute in us? If no, then what is the end product of this inner journey and spirituality? If absolute is there, then what is that is not absolute? Do I compromise absolute and not absolute? If yes, then what is the completeness? Does non-absolute contribute to completeness? And if no, then from where this non-absoluteness comes? Let us again see if spirituality is going outward, then we know only what we see through eyes, listen through ears, touch through hands, smell through nose, and taste through tongue. Do we know more than that is outward? Then what is the purpose of spirituality? It can be done by any non-spiritual person also. So should we agree that spirituality is knowing or experiencing more than what we can know without being spiritual? So after having this discussion, can we agree that spirituality or raising our consciousness to higher level so as to see the absolute has nothing to do with the outer world? Only one inner world has the answer to this, and this inner journey has to change in our perception of ourselves, our inner self, as well as our outer world or our outer self. But does that mean outer world has no role in this journey? So answer is no or yes. Both types of options are available. Few people go inward without any outward activity. For example, meditation. And few people do elaborate outward activities like idol worship to accomplish inner journey. In a strict sense, both are doing outward karma. So till now we agree to that what is spirituality? Raising consciousness. and it is the process of spirituality going inwards. Now comes the question, what is the final outcome of this spirituality? Few people say it is liberation from sorrows and of miseries of life. Some calls it as salvation, Atma, uniting with Paramatma, so as to get freed from cycle of birth and death. If the target is this, then we really need to understand three things: Atma, Paramatma, and miseries of life. If Absolute is Paramatma, the highest being, then Atma is a small constitute of same. So it also shares some degree of absoluteness of Paramatma. It can be understood as Paramatma as sea and Atma as a drop of sea. So it has all particles of Paramatma, but sea being sea, here sea is ocean, it has more than that. But what are miseries of life? Is it absolute? No, because it changes with time and person to person it varies. If miseries are not absolute, then they are different from Atma and Paramatma. It is different from Atma and Paramatma, then how it arises? Before we answer that, we should also need to look why Atma needs to unite with Paramatma. Because Atma has lost his absoluteness when it separated from Paramatma. Paramatma is actual home of Atma, going back home to be more natural or to be more complete, fulfilling, to achieve its complete absoluteness, true selfishness, true selfness. The drop of ocean is always moving towards ocean, its home. The miseries are actually only the symptoms and not core issues of main problem. The main problem is association of Atma with non-absolute. This association with non-absolute happens because of losing the awareness of true knowledge, of soul's true association with Paramatma. In other words, forgetting the true nature. When we were in Paramatma, one soul came out of Paramatma, it also loses the knowledge of what it was in Paramatma. This happens because of the very nature of creation, where Maya facilitates this being one of 36 elements of creation as per Sankhya Shastra. So this loss of knowledge created symptoms. These symptoms are called miseries of life. So in true sense, end product of spirituality is meeting of Atma with Paramatma and not resolving miseries of life. But byproduct of spirituality is resolution of miseries of life. When core issues of loss of knowledge is addressed, its symptoms also vanishes. Now comes the most important question. How does Atma unites with Paramatma? Very simple. When Atma will know its true self, it will automatically know where its true home is and will go to its true home. How does Atma will know its true self? When Atma within us and Atma between us and Paramatma unites, then Atma moves towards Paramatma, taking back all its lower creation like man, buddhi, chit, ahankar, etc. So how does Atma within us and in between us and Paramatma unites? When we at lower self start seeing ourselves as Atma and stop identifying ourselves with images projected by society, our mind, our experiences, our environment, our home, our friend, our family. When we realize that these all are not me, but I am that perfect, whole and complete spiritual being which lives in abundance. I am spiritual. I am God. I am abundance. And all that I see is only my mind's creation. Not true, but Aham Brahmasmi. So this is called self-realization and starting point of spirituality, where soul begins its journey to its true home. This is much earlier than God realization and essentially a pre-qualification for God realization.